Welcome back, viewers at home. You're still tuned in right here on INX Prime Channel 345. Now, I am in conversation with Mariam Forgan, who is a registered clinical dietitian and life coach. Now, she has years of experience in prestigious hospitals and a lifelong passion for holistic well-being, and has been dedicated herself to helping individuals navigate their own healing journeys, both physical and emotional. Her own personal journey has inspired her to show compassion and understanding in assisting others with similar struggles. Welcome. Assalamu alaikum, Mariam, and Jazakallah so much for joining us here on Prime Live.
Wa alaikum salam. Shukran so much for having me and such a beautiful introduction.
Now, Miriam, you've chosen to combine your clinical expertise as a dietitian with a passion for coaching individuals on a more holistic and, empathetic manner of healing. Can you tell us a bit on what truly inspired this pathway?
Well, what really inspired is the right word. I don't even like to use the word coach because I enjoy inspiring people based on my own relationship that I've walked with food. And obviously, that ultimately led to learn more about my relationship with myself. So I think it all started when I was young because I was born and developed asthma shortly after. And as a baby was on quite a lot of medication. And around 5, 6 years of age, my mom and gran were just like, you know what, shame. We can't add more medication to the mix. Let's go and see how we can help through diet and lifestyle change, see if it makes a difference. But with that came a lot of restrictions. So being 4, 5, 6 years of age, you're at a party, you don't care your chest is going to close up, you want the piece of cake. So for quite a long time, there was a period where I was only allowed certain foods and where other people could have anything that they wanted. And that later led to my binge eating tendencies. But not only that, the binge eating tendencies really made me confront myself as to what I was feeding. Because when it comes to binge eating, you don't feed your stomach. You can eat and eat and eat and not feel full. So I was forced to confront myself and my emotions and what I was trying to dull, distract, feed in terms of my feelings. And that ultimately helped me to learn more about myself and how to navigate that path. I didn't even know what a dietitian was. I just wanted to help people with their relationships with themselves, and ultimately that influenced the relationship with food and everything else in their life.
Now, Miriam, speaking about, just being a source of solution to individuals out there, how would you go about advising an individual who is still, struggling with a disorder of probably, binge eating, or they having a sense of, shame or feelings that are internally, rooted that result in them developing a certain disorder that speaks against their well-being?
So I would definitely say that number one, binge eating disorder is not who you are. It's a behavior, it's a pattern, it comes from somewhere. So never define yourself based on a label or even your weight, color of your skin, how much you know. It doesn't equate to your worth. When it comes to binge eating, it was my greatest teacher. And when I was ready, like I said, to confront myself, I could learn who I was as well as who I was not. And you can change anything that you're aware of. With becoming aware of something, that next step is, what are you going to do about it? So that's when you can take action. You can't change anything you're not aware of. And binge eating disorder, it's one label, but we all have a certain addiction within ourselves to certain emotional states. The secondary reaction to that is eating, smoking, drinking, drugs, alcohol, pornography, gambling. Those are all secondary conditions, states of behavior but the primary one is an emotional one. What are we trying to avoid? What are we trying to dull or distract from?
Now, Miriam, we know that there's a lot of, misconception when it comes to diet as well as, healthy eating or rather nutrition, because especially targeting maybe individuals who are trying to lose weight or individuals who are just battling with, skin acne amongst other issues. What would you say are the common misconception when it comes to diet and that of nutrition, specifically for those who want to, enhance their well-being and health?
Sure. So one of the primary misconceptions is that a diet is a quick fix. You make some changes and then you're fine. There is no quick fix. And in fact, diets I don't even believe in. I believe in lifestyle interventions. So a diet used to be known as a way of life. Now it's associated with pain, struggle, deprivation, unfamiliar. You do something, you get the results, but then you resort back to normal and then you undo everything that you've done. So there is no quick fix. The key lies in the consistency of change. What you do consistently will always bring about change. And your mindset is 99% of that journey. How committed are you to yourself and what you value? I always ask people, what are their goals when they see me? And if you value them enough, you will commit 100%. And a lot of people think that they do value them, but then their behavior will show otherwise. And then we have to relook at the goals.
Now, Mariam, with the word intervention, it really sets this visual setting of people sitting around you, talking to you. What would you say a lifestyle intervention looks like, and what are some of those baby steps that one can take towards a lifestyle change?
So, again, it depends on that person's goals and what they value. So, as an example, if a person has got diabetes, they've got high blood sugar, it's a lifestyle-created illness, type 2 diabetes, not type 1, which means it can be managed and even reversed with lifestyle. Lifestyle is your overall well-being, not only what you eat. Your mindset, your emotional state will determine your whole day, whether you even want to put the time and energy to go exercise, whether you choose to eat healthily to nourish your body, is all going to be determined by your state of mind. So emotional well-being, what are the barriers? What is stressing that person out? What are the obstacles? Time is always an obstacle for a lot of people, but we have time. It's what we put in our time that we value that makes all the difference. For example, if I'm working and the school calls me, my son needs me, he's sick. Even if I have a meeting, an urgent one, I'm going to drop everything and I'm going to go fetch him. So why do we not put ourselves on our own priority list? Why don't we make time with ourselves as important as we do with other things in our life?
Now, Miriam, how do we then go about shifting our mindset on viewing nutrition only as, as a means of fueling the body, but rather as a powerful tool to that of self-care and well-being?
So the key word is mindset, and those diseases of lifestyle, energy, and all of that, they are silent killers. So a lot of us just adapt. We feel tired, but we push through. Or we've got high blood sugar or high cholesterol, but we don't feel anything. It's not stopping us from doing anything. So knowing that your health is your wealth. If you don't have your wealth, you've actually got nothing. You can have all the money in the world and not be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor based on your health. So instead of looking at it as a weight loss journey, or you have to change all the things that you love, look at it as a health gain journey that's going to improve the quality of your life and what does that look like for that person as an individual? What are they lacking that they want? And so making those changes, it needs to come from that person. I can't want for someone what they don't want for themselves. I can only inspire them to want that for themselves because they're worth it, because they deserve it, because they deserve that time, that energy that they need to invest in making those changes to reap their rewards and benefit from the optimal quality of life that they're looking for, optimal energy levels, optimal sleep. Where there's balance, there's balance everywhere else. There's a ripple effect. If I'm feeling good within myself, I'm going to make the right choices. I'm going to have a good attitude. I'm going to create, positive, a positive environment. My relationships will thrive. So everything starts with you as an individual.
Now, Mariam, what would be your closing thoughts on all things considering diet as well as nutrition to our viewers at home, considering our conversation tonight?
So there'll be two things I'll just close with. The one is don't eat with your eyes, eat with your stomach. And if you don't know how to do that, drink 1 to 2 tall glasses of water before your main meal, so that it already takes up some of the space of what the food would have taken up. And eat slowly. Don't eat in a rush, because that's when you can become in tune with your true fullness and not 20, 30, 40 minutes later feel absolutely stuffed. That's how a person can stretch their stomach over time, and then you need more food to actually feel full, and that tends to lead to that imbalance from a physical point of view. And then your weight, like I said, does not equal your worth. Your weight does not define who you are. We are our worst critics, and we need to know that we are worth investing in. Just like we make the time for other people and everything else in our life, we are also worth that time, that energy, that care, that respect, that unconditional love that we need to give to ourselves. And ultimately everything else will balance thereafter.
Jazakallah so much, Mariam, for joining us this evening and just giving us insight on how we need to be quite kind to ourselves, and we should be mindful to what we are consuming, because after all, our health is our wealth. Jazakallah so much for tonight.
Afwan. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Viewers at home, that was Mariam Forgan, who is a registered clinical dietitian as well as a life coach. Now, we all know that, for your mind to register that you're full, it takes quite some time. Hence, it's always advised to chew your food slowly, and apparently 20 chews, which is quite a lot of chews, if I can say so. And Islamically, we thought 1/3 should be for food, 1/3 for liquids, and 1/3 for air. I mean, that's where I will leave it for now. Let's head over to an ad break. See you when we come back.